that they were actually sitting on a gold mine, Silk Road. So they start to provide them with service, food, shelter. Think of Petra starting as a small gas station off of a highway. That's how the whole thing started, and then eventually blown up. Guys, good morning everybody.
Good morning.
How was your day? Half awful or full awful? Okay. The torture has ended. The second part of the torture is starting. But we are all here for a one-day trip to Petra. You have lost 1 hour as you entered Jordan. And when I tell you time frame in Petra, don't function on the notion of Israel. So right now it is almost a little bit after 11:30. Are we aware of that now?
Yeah.
All of you?
Yeah.
Great. Time is everything. This is our driver for the rest of the day. His name Abdullah, the slave of Allah, not Muhammad. So, I am your guide for the rest of the day until we get back to the border here. My name is Nizar. Think of your knee with the Tsar of Russia. This is the city of Aqaba, guys, the only port for Jordan access to the Red Sea, which is the Gulf of Aqaba. It's about 200,000 people. The city is booming with massive infrastructure, and construction is everywhere. This city eventually is a neighbor of Neom and the Line. If you ever heard of those two cities that are already under construction in Saudi Arabia, which is next door, about less than 27 miles from here. Those two cities combined are $1 trillion. Never been in history cities like that, environmentally 100% sound and high tech. The Line, guys, instead of making a high rise, the Line is sleeping on the ground. It is 170 kilometer that building. The width is 500 meters and is as high as the Empire State. Accommodates up to 7 million people. Accessible mirrors on both sides, accessible to the Red Sea and the desert on the left, and no transportation in that city, the Line they call it. Everything, if you ever think of anything in this life, is accessible within the 5 minutes from where you are. So there's no transportation. First in history, and we'll see how that goes, and hopefully we'll live to see the cities. 2 cities will be done within 20 years from today, and I think that's why Aqaba and Rum and Petra will be huge benefits from those 2 cities. So the spotlight of the world will be all in this area: Israel, Jordan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. This specific spot, especially when they're gonna do a big bridge, the longest bridge in the world, connecting Egypt from the Gulf of Aqaba to Saudi Arabia. So it's most probably the new Europe, and with the Red Sea here, will open a canal all the way north to the Dead Sea to open a canal, because the Dead Sea is dying, receding to an alarming rate. So they're gonna plug back life into it, and definitely there will be a lot of developments along the way, and they will generate water, electricity, purifying water, all environmentally sound, because here is zero level sea level, and the Dead Sea is 333 meters below sea level. So the canal will be going down. We will right now in this bus, drive up into the mountains. We're going to leave the crater because we're sitting in a crater. The mountains in Israel and Egypt, and here in Saudi Arabia and Jordan, we are inside a crater. We're going to leave it like a little single engine plane to go up the mountains north for a while and then switch northwest, because you can see the mountains are going northwest as well. So we're going to keep going to the highest point, 1,500 meters above sea level. We probably drive through clouds eventually. We'll stop there in about 2 hours for bathrooms and coffee, whatever you want. But you will already have been sleeping for at least 30 minutes or 35, 40 minutes. And then we'll stop there. From the point we stop and take the break, we're going to start descending down on the other side, down to Petra. Petra is 700 meters above sea level. So from the elevation of 1,500 down to 700 meters, where Petra lies. But I need you to see on the way Wadi Rum Valley. The Wadi, W-A-D-I, means valley. This is where they shot The Martian, The Red Planet, Aladdin, Star Wars 7, Star Wars 9, Lawrence of Arabia. You know, it's a beautiful, out of this planet, beautiful valley called Rum, R-U-M, the Valley of the Moon. And there's massive amounts of 5-star hotels there, not hotels, camps, where there's the Martian and the bubble thing. And that's where you can end up there with the evening. The other bus and the other people coming from Israel, towards Israel, they have that program for 2 days. 3 people here among us will eventually end up going there tonight. That Magic Rum has booze, Wi-Fi, and the tents that you're going to take are incredibly beautiful. It's the notion of a tent, but actually it's 5 stars. Your own bathroom, showers, hot. Officer, that was not the deal. And it's 37 square kilometer desert. The whole thing is seabed. Everything here was sea. And when the sea receded backwards because of the split between the tectonic plates in hundreds of millions of years, it's what it is today here today. These people did not settle just for giving them service and taking peanuts in pennies. They started to travel with them as far as China and India and anywhere in between. Those people start to get the know-how of trade. They start to make a trade. this small gas station became a small town and started attracting people. In record time, by 230, 240 BC, it became a gigantic city. Famous and known as far as China and India, and anywhere between. Petra is on the Silk Road. Petra is a Greek word for rock. Nabateans are the makers of Petra. There were monarchy, kings and queens, enjoyed type of democracy. There were 12 kings and 2 queens for almost short of 5 centuries. Small light, but did not do a good job. A Swiss guy by the name of David Robert Burckhardt. This guy, in the region for decades, dressed like an Arab, spoke Arabic, he's in archaeology, really into it. He knows how rich is the region of archaeology. So he came across people. He came across people talking about the description of Petra. He gave them 5 gold coins and said, "Take me to it. Show me, what are you talking about?" As he walked in for the first time in 1812, it was just a laser beam. No one knew about it. And the city went back to sleep. Coma, actually. 1910, 1920, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe a little bit. But 1984, this is when Mr. Spielberg made Indiana Jones and the Last Crusader. That's the movie who actually took the city up, shot it to the moon. Everybody started to know about the city of Petra in the 80s and 90s, and then they went back to sleep because of wars. 80s and 90s in the Middle East. These guys in the Middle East is a luxury item. We cannot afford it. It is almost impossible to have it. And soon, it is so stable right now, I guarantee you, it'll never last. Soon, we can have hell. For some reason. I can predict, but that's a lengthy subject. So, and in 2007 we get another chance by Petra was named from the new 7 wonders and ranked 2nd after Machu Picchu in Peru. That's the year people in 2008 and 9 and 10 start to come in massive numbers. Along with social media, we're happy. Millions of people on their bucket list to see it as a 7th wonder. So we don't even have to advertise the city.
So we're on the way to Petra, and this is a little rest stop we come to at the top of the mountain. Here's the bus we're on. And right over here is a viewpoint and a little gift shop inside.